Hi, and welcome to another amazing, riveting episode of Content Marketing and being shot today in Hudson, Ohio, where my office is located. And today we're going to be talking about content marketing and email. The inspiration for today's episode comes from a couple of sources. One was just, I want to talk about email. A lot of blogs I was reading in the past week, numerous podcasts kept bringing up email, and it was just in my head. And email should be on your head as well. Another inspiration is I just finished Joe Pulizzi's book, Content Inc. Way behind schedule. Should have probably read that when it came out quite a while ago, so I'm a little behind, but finally got to read it as usual, as you can expect. It was awesome. It was amazing. And a little bit of a side note, I certainly didn't read it. Reading is terrible. Listen to it on my way to work. Audio format. As good of a writer as he's also a good presenter. He's got a good voice, so it kept me interested. So thank you, Joe, for that. So email. Why are we going to talk about email? It's one of the oldest, digital marketing channels. It doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Certainly amongst, when I go to digital marketing conferences, people are still very aware of the power of it. But I think a lot of businesses, especially some older businesses, and even like new startups that kind of are ignoring this channel of email, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And why I love this comparison is, if you ever listen to Joe Pulizzi and Robert Rose's podcast, PNR, there's always an article, at least 3 a week, I swear, is content marketing dead? Well, for every one of those, there's probably about 10 articles that are written, is email dead? Is this, is email gone? Is this a thing of the past? And it is far from anything in the past. Email has recently, when you're reading quite a few reports these days, and a lot of polls, is email marketing is still considered to be one of the most effective, if not the most effective, marketing strategy channels, according to many marketers. They're seeing the highest return on investment, ROI. They're seeing the most engagement. So it's certainly a channel that should not be ignored. It should actually be embraced. So first things first, and to think a little bit why email is so powerful. And if you're doing it right, email should be incredibly powerful because you should be emailing to a list that you have created. All right, I'm not talking about the things of buying lists. If you want to discuss the power of buying lists, I'm not the man. I don't really, never really, it's been a long time since I've dealt with anything to do with buying lists. Any email lists or any email campaigns that I've ever been a part of have always been lists that we have earned through people coming to our website and subscribing, or they've bought our products, they're current customers, or they've subscribed to a blog that we have, and they've given us our email. They've given us their email by choice, and as a result, they are now in our, in our system. So based on that alone, this is why email should be your most effective marketing channel, because these are people who have decided to give you information about them. So it's quite simple. If email marketing doesn't work for you, you're not doing it right. So I mentioned earlier that I just finished Joe Pulizzi's The Content Inc. model. And obviously he went into 1,000 different things, which I'm probably going to mention multiple times over the next few months in the show. But most importantly, the end goal for any company should be to build a subscriber base. And when you look at content marketing, we're always about creating very unique, amazing, very educational, very useful, very entertaining pieces of content for a very specific audience. So much so that those people are engaged with us and they want to get more content from us. So what do? They subscribe. And when they subscribe, they now are giving us their email. Now we have access to them. This also could be any kind of current customer who has bought from you, then you also have their email address as well. So what does that lead to? In Content Inc., and certainly something I certainly agree with, is the goal for all businesses is to build subscribers. Because if you have subscribers, you have people who are engaged with you enough and enjoyed your content enough where they've said, here is my email address, please bother me. Please send me something to my email. We all know that we always have we always have our phones like 5 feet from us at all times. On us in our pocket, we're checking it 3 times a minute in some cases. And email is one of the first things we're always going to be checking on there. So by someone giving you their email address, although people have come accustomed to doing it, people just don't give it away without a second thought. All right, they're aware that you're going to be bothering them. People are smart. They know that if we give you an email address, you're going to bother me with emails. All right, so don't take that lightly. Don't take people who have subscribed to you, who have given you their email address. Those are very valuable people. That's the holy grail. That's what you want. You should be always striving to get subscribers. And getting those email addresses, okay? So every tactic you have, every marketing tactic, be thinking subscribers should be in there. If that's not one of your metrics, especially when you're talking about content marketing, you're not doing it right. Now here's the thing, now that you have their email addresses, you have such a unique opportunity because you know what caused them to subscribe. What piece of content were they reading? What product did they buy? What were they doing when they decided to give you their email address, all right? And that's when you can start using very powerful, marketing automation platforms, Marketo, Eloqua, the list goes on. In order to bucket these people into, we know that they like these types of content. We know this was the content that they were reading when they subscribe to us. So now you can start emailing them out very specific content that you know they're interested in. That's incredibly powerful. It's incredible. I mean, we make personas based on surveys and a lot of other techniques as well. But when you get a subscriber, when you get somebody bought, you know exactly what they bought. You know exactly what they're interested in, and most likely what they're interested in as well. So what are related topics that they would be interested in? And you can start emailing them out, content around that, products that are similar to that. Very, very powerful stuff. But now that you got them doesn't mean you're going to keep them. All right, it's very easy to unsubscribe. I must have unsubscribed to something at least like a few times a week because I get sick of it. I give out my email because I'm fine. If I like something, I want them to email it to me. I don't have to go searching for it. Just shoot it right to me. But it takes, sometimes it's as simple as just one bad email, one spammy email, one email that isn't related to me, and you're going to lose my interest. So keeping those buckets of customers in the back end of whatever your marketing automation software is key. Understand that they've decided to give you their email and don't take that lightly. Respect that. Give them useful content that's related to what they've already subscribed to. That's a very effective, nurturing campaign. If you're trying to get them to buy something one day, you have to keep them in that loop. You have to keep them as subscribers. So there's something to keep up. So, email, are you sure? Yes. Email is awesome. All right, not only is email, as I've talked about here, if you have somebody's email address, you know that they're interested in your stuff. All right, they're interested enough to give you their email. All right, on top of that, you can customize emails. You can customize down, the exact type of content that they're interested in. All right, so make sure you don't take that lightly. Give them related products, give them related content to that, and most importantly, trackability. There are a few campaigns and few channels of marketing where I can track something so accurately. You can see exactly if they opened the email. If they opened it, what did they click on? Then once they clicked, did they end up buying? Did they end up subscribing? How long did they stay on the website? How engaged were they? Very easy channel also to testing different subject lines, testing different imagery inside of emails. You can get so much information from email. It's just really great. So email is awesome. Never, don't put it down it's way more powerful than social media. It's more powerful than almost every other channel that you can think of. So don't get caught up in the next, the podcast has nothing to do with the marketing book today. Don't get caught up in the next big thing. All right. Looking back and, getting somebody coming up to you and saying, all right, well, are you on Snapchat? That's the next big thing. Let's go on Snapchat. Let's get on Anchor or whatever the next big social media or next buzzword is. You should really be looking back, and if you're not doing enough with email, if you don't have an up-to-date email marketing campaign and not just doing canned emails that have to do with just the same old coupon, the same old content, go back, look, re-strategize, and think of the ways you can effectively market to people that have asked you to send them information, essentially. All right, so thanks for tuning in today, and I will talk to you again next week.